Thank you, Deep Clywyd, and thank you, Minister, for your comprehensive statement. As I'm sure you will agree, it is enormously frustrating for leaseholders who have found themselves in this position, and it is without doubt that many of them have suffered from severe mental health problems as a result. I think many of the problems have arisen because people are left in a state of unknowing, and when they start looking for answers, they meet a wall of silence. And sadly, much of the information that is released, including statements such as yours today, are not necessarily understood or even picked up by those affected. It is my understanding, Minister, that whilst developers have signed a contract to carry out the remedial works to make good, dangerous and unsafe cladding, and some have now started work, as you have mentioned, some owners of properties are still in limbo and they have not received communication as to when work will start. Some management agents have even been told not to expect work to begin until at least 2024. This does unfortunately mean, Minister, that there are people still living in properties that have been identified as having unsafe cladding and can unfortunately expect to remain so for some time, and so still may face the worry, anxiety and mental health issues that come about because of the cladding issues. With this in mind, and with the intention of reassuring leaseholders for the purposes of helping with their concerns, would you consider writing to affected leaseholders explaining the actions that you are taking and what they can expect going forward? I would also like to take this opportunity to highlight that some management agents who have seen costs of building insurance rise due to the uncertainty over cladding have passed this on to tenants and have considerably charged more in their fees, with some leaseholders now incurring price rises in their management fees by as much as 831%. With this in mind, Minister, will you set up an inquiry to establish exactly how each management agent responsible for properties in Wales have responded to the cladding crisis, and disclose if some are exploiting this tragic situation? The cross-party legislative proposal on high-rise building safety in Wales, led by my colleague Janet Finch-Saunders, received majority support in this chamber, and in particular it called for this government to create a duty on developers to refund leaseholders for reasonable costs occurred during the building safety issues. But unfortunately, the First Minister's legislative programme made no mention of this whatsoever, and it did not make a bill on building safety a priority over the next 12 months. Given the number of people affected by this and your statement today and the cross-party support in this chamber for such a bill, can you give an exact date of when you will be bringing in such legislation before this Welsh Parliament? Finally, Minister, whilst many builders have signed the pact and contract committing to remediation work, it is still possible for many of those to take a considerable amount of time before they start and complete the works. And I'm interested to know what mechanisms do you have available to ensure that they carry out the work in a timely manner and in good faith. Thank you.